and welcome to our BDTV Winter News Edition. I am Elliot and this is my co-host Hope.
Let's take a look at what 2013 has brought for us in just these couple of weeks.
Ready for the Epic Spirit Showdown that would take place on February 13th at 6:30 p.m. at Oak Forest? There would be a lot of action going on this yearly Battle of Schools. The mascot relay race, tug-of-war, drumline, a guys dance performance, and the basketball game will be the events in which the schools will compete. At the end, those who donated a can at entrance will receive a ticket that would grant them the opportunity to take a half-court shot. Bremen, Hillcrest, and Oak Forest are hoping to take the title away from last year's victor, Tinley Park.
Talking about competition, this past month the Scholastic Bowl team started their season with many returning seniors and some new recruits. Senior competitor Tamara expresses her expectations for this year.
My goals are to do my best at each competition and to answer whatever questions I can and try not to get too nervous when you freeze and don't know what to say.
The varsity team is considered tough competition this year, coming in as the biggest team in the district.
Another team doing great recently is the Mathletes, who finished third for their Blue Division Conference meet. Several points were given to the team as a whole, and many medals were awarded on all levels of competition. Finishing off strong, the Mathletes hope to improve even more for next year's competition.
It is known that good work pays off, and after a successful blood drive, Key Club President Allison Milan and Principal Dr. Kabelkis received a $3,500 donation for the school from LifeSource due to the efforts the school did to save lives in the blood drive. Down the line, the money will be used to provide the senior class with scholarships.
Furthermore, the Interact Club will be doing some training on how to properly tell stories to children. IMC librarian Ms. Sala will teach the club members the basics of storytelling.
So there's a way of even holding up the book, reading as you go, or reading and then showing as you go. So there's a whole physical part of storytelling that I like to present to students.
The goal of this training course is to teach the importance of learning how to better interact with children and teach the importance of reading.
The letters often express need of advice from many of Juliet's secretaries, who in fact do respond to the letters from many corners of the world. Not only does Romeo's Juliet receive love letters every year, but luckily for everyone, the Echo is selling a spot for those who wish to get a message across. Couples and single people can show their affection for their significant other or their friends by submitting to the Echo. For a way to get your messages across, make sure to talk to an Echo staff member for details.
Now off to other news. First, we would like to congratulate student successes that include Marco Zendejas, who took second place at the District 228 Structure Design Contest, in which students had to build a bridge in their industrial technology courses.
Also, congratulations to Taylor Canispo, who will be meeting with 3 Illinois delegates in the summer of 2013, representing Bremen as the Hugh O'Brien Youth Leadership winner. Speaking of leadership, the United States military has been aiding the country of Israel since the liberation of Jewish people in 1945. Terry has more on the subject.
There's an ongoing conflict between Israel and Palestine right now that most Americans are unaware of. These conflicts have been lasting over 10 years and have led to 10,000 Palestinian men, women, and children being held in Israeli prisons, bloodshed, and possible U.S. involvement. What Americans were told was not going to affect us may be affecting us more than we thought.
The conflict over land, religion, and discrimination between Israel and Palestine dates all the way back to the Second World War. The United States began aiding the Israeli people to help them rebuild after U.S. troops liberated the Jewish concentration camps in 1945. Since then, the U.S. has been giving money and American-made weapons to Jewish people to defend against Palestinian attacks. However, our troops have not yet been forced to step foot on enemy soil and defend Israel.
Would I be willing to fight for Israel? It all depends on the orders I get. I'm a soldier. At the end of the day, if my president wants me to go, then I have to go.
Starting a war with Palestine could force Iran, North Korea, and other Palestinian allies to come to Palestine's aid and fight American forces. This could lead into another American military draft in which men 18 years or older are forced to fight for their country.
Personally, I would not want to be drafted, but if the occasion did arise, then I would gladly serve my country.
Right now, America is almost $16 trillion in debt. However, we are still providing $3.1 billion a year to Israel, even though Israel is the 7th largest arms supplier in the world with sales worth $9.9 billion ever since 2008.
American citizens put these U.S. leaders in power. Now we have to trust them to make the right decision for us. For Bremen District Television, I'm Terry, reporting.
Financial aid takes care of the studies, oftentimes housing. But what about the food? Ramen noodles became the best resource for college students, but Hope tells us that this cheap meal can seriously affect your health.
More and more in our households. It's probably because of its tasty and flavorful goodness that allows many people to love them, especially college students, along with the fact that they are cheap and easy to fix. So what about its nutritional value? Aside from the fact that it is a yummy fulfillment, ramen noodles hold no nutritional value. It has been clarified that ramen noodles are high in sodium and too much salt is not good for everyone.
I put hot sauce on it and soy sauce. If I'm lucky, I'll add little vegetables in it too.
There are 1,660 milligrams of sodium in one serving of ramen noodles, which is about 82% of the daily requirement of salt recommended. A majority of the sodium comes from the flavor packet that is packaged with the noodles.
We need sodium for our body to work. That's very important. You can get sick if you don't have enough sodium in your body. It's a balance. You have to have enough salt, but you don't want to have too much salt.
There are many serious health concerns that trigger the body from the high amount of sodium in ramen noodles. Such risks include high blood pressure, heart disease, and stroke.
I mean, it's not bad. I guess it is health-wise, but it's actually pretty good tasting.
It is important that we remember to read the nutritional facts of the food we buy. Also, people are encouraged to use only half a block and package of seasoning at a time. Although many ramen lovers will continue to eat noodles regardless of the nutritional facts, the best thing we can do is be cautious of the amount of sodium we intake into our daily diet. For Bremen District Television, I'm Hope reporting. Are you ready for the flu? The flu is hitting harder and sooner than before, having over 22,000 people check in the hospital earlier than expected. Its normal peak time is still to come. Top two ways to avoid the flu is to wash your hands, and if you suspect you have the flu, it might be best to stay at home to avoid the spread.
But if you do stay at home, here we have Ernesto, who brings us some of the top picks in media and technology to keep you entertained.
The 007 of New Jersey is back again in theaters this February. Film legend Bruce Willis returns for another gritty action sequel to the timeless Die Hard series. A good day to die hard takes our hero John McClane to Russia to help his son, who is secretly a CIA operative. Of course, the father and son team join to stop underworld forces who are trying to obtain nuclear weapons. This action and family film combination hands down makes the Bremen movie pick of the month. It's time to rock out again with Bullet for My Valentine. The famous rock band tunes up the media with their new album, Temper Temper. It's sure to make your hairneck stand with adrenaline-filled music. Be sure to pick up your copy of this month's Bremen Album Pick of the Month. Make sure you've got your running shoes on because it's time to hit the subway. Subway Run is becoming a new addicting phone game which will have you playing for hours. In the game, the player runs through endless subway tunnels and railroads as a teenager who runs away from a cop while jumping over and dodging trains. Subway Run dashes its way to the top as Bremen's App of the Month.
Well, thank you, Ernesto.
And thank you for tuning in to our Winter News Edition. And make sure to check us out online at www.bdtv228.net.
And follow us on Facebook by searching Bremen District Television.
Until next time, keep up those New Year's resolutions.